Hey guys, it's Tech Specialist here. Like I had said in my previous video that I was going to be returning with the review of the official Nexus 4 bumper and the Nexus 4 Ballistic case. Yeah, so it's just going to be a quick review of both the cases for our Google Nexus 4 here and how it fares against damage and how it feels in the comfortability of your hands and all that stuff. But the one we're gonna go towards first is the Ballistic case. So this is a Nexus 4 Ballistic case. I forgot which brand this was. I know it was a certain brand. If you're interested, I can leave a link in the description below. I bought it on Amazon for a couple bucks. It wasn't that expensive at all, and it was good money spent because I just wanted something to protect my Nexus 4 if I'm going to a rugged place or if I'm going out for a while, and I just wanted to have my Nexus 4, and plus it doubles as a kickstand, so if your Nexus 4 is in here you can watch YouTube or whatever. So yeah, this is a three layered case. I'm gonna take it apart. Our first layer is a silicone layer here. We have a silicone. So our first layer. Our second layer is well, I guess you can say this is two layered, not three. This is the plastic skeleton, you can say. And yes, this does come apart. So you place your Nexus 4 in here. You place the top skeleton down. You make sure the clips are all clipped up. And then you're just gonna slip it in to the silicone. And then you're gonna slip the silicone into the little bumps so it can lock in and hold it safely and the silicone won't stretch and all that. And there you go. It's so this does protect the screen, even though it's not like an OtterBox case or anything. It does have a, you can see that's a pretty deep lip, so if it does fall on its screen, the rubber is gonna take the absorption. The back, of course, is pretty well protected, and we have holes for our camera, our speaker, our headphone port, and our charging port. There is no place to remove your SIM. We do have rubberized buttons for the volume rocker and obviously a rubberized button for the lock button. So this case, it's not too heavy. It adds a little bit of heft, but it makes the Nexus 4 feel like a pretty good weight and hefty and more firm in your hand if you have a large hand like me. One downside about it is that, well, I mean, I have a pretty large hand and I can get my finger across one hand, but like I have to adjust my fingers if I'm gonna do something on the Nexus 4 screen because of the bulk this case adds. But obviously, if you want protection and you don't mind a little bit of bulk and your hands are pretty decent size, and if your hand is two size, I mean, you can always just use two hands, that's no problem. But I mean, if you're like, you needed a one-hand task, this case does add a little bit of bulk to your task, and it might make it a little bit more difficult. Also, like I mentioned earlier, we got a kickstand here, so you know, whatever, you could be watching your YouTube videos, doing what you do. If you want to leave it like this when your alarm clock is on, that's fine. Whatever you want to do, listen to music, it's your choice. And this kickstand, no, it does not flop out when you put it down or shake it. It clips in. If you don't clip it in right, it won't. There you go. See, it doesn't flop out. And also, I just almost forgot to mention, you can see this little bump right here. That's so when you place your Nexus 4 on the bottom, our Nexus 4 owners know that the sound is muffled like crazy, and it's like the speaker's barely on. So this little hump right here keeps it from being muffled, and it gives the sound a little bit more boom. Well, not boom, it's original sound it's supposed to have, but it helps out a lot. I do like that. So yeah, this was the Ballistic case review on the Nexus 4. So we're just gonna take this apart and we're gonna move on to the official Google Google Nexus 4 bumper. And we'll just set that aside. So this is our Google Nexus 4 bumper. Yes, I did buy the white model. There is a black model, and it does have the same silver accent. For some reason, I just find the white model on the all black Nexus 4 pretty neat. One thing to say about this case, you have to put it on correctly. Please do not stretch it out, because I did manage to crack it here, right there, when I was putting it on incorrectly. So just a tip, put it on correctly, because that will crack. Other than that, the case is totally fine. But you can see this is just a bumper. It doesn't have any back. You can put your finger through. But it to explain a bumper, it does pretty well, because it doesn't have the strongest protection as a ballistic case, but a bumper has a lip. You can see those lips, and it raises it above, so technically the surface of the face and the surface of the back is not touching whatever ground or glass or what you're placing your phone on. iPhone users should know this too, because they obviously make bumper for iPhones. So if this was to drop, this is actually a pretty strong chance that the bumper is gonna take the damage, and not the back glass and the screen will be kind of fine, unless it's on obviously a jagged edged floor or jagged concrete. But if it falls something flat like this glass table, it should be totally fine, or on the floor or some wood. I do not suggest you even try it, but it's a good chance that the bumper will take the damage most of the time. Which is why I love this bumper case. Also, it doesn't add too much bulk, but it kind of does what the ballistic case does. If you can't really get your hand to the screen with your hand across the screen without a bumper, then you're gonna have some trouble with this ballistic case and bumper, because it does kind of put a strain on your hand to get across the screen. I can't even get to the top without, you know, readjusting my hand, or to the bottom without readjusting my hand. So yeah, we're gonna go around the case. I love this silver accent, and the button looks exactly like the original button. This is the volume rocker, of course, and at the top it does have a hole for the headphone jack. And by the way, both the ballistic case and this bumper, if you have a headphone jack that does not, if your headphone jacks look like the circle model, like this, you're fine. But if you have the headphone jack that has the little line that sticks out, the little stem that sticks out, that's gonna be a problem, because when you place this in your pocket, you can see there's also a bump here. It pushes out that jack. If it's this jack, if it's a flat jack, it's fine. But just to let you guys know that have Beats like I do, if you have the wire that has the little stem, or whatever headset you're using, it's gonna push it out. Unless you're holding it in your hand, then that's fine. Also on the right side, we have the lock button. Of course, we have a hole for the micro USB charger. We also have a little hole for the mic, and we also have one on the bottom here. And that's all it's there. Obviously there's nothing on the back because it's a bumper, and it does raise your screen up. You can see that it does raise it up. And I really like this bumper, and it doubles pretty stylishly. I prefer the white one better. I wish they didn't discontinue the white Nexus 4s. I probably would have bought a white Nexus 4 model. But yeah, that's pretty much it for both these cases. In my opinion, I really do like both these cases. I favor the Nexus 4 bumper more, because I'm not really worried about my phone being dropped, because I don't drop my phone a lot at all. But I do want some protection just in case I do, but I do not want kind of really heavy bulk added to it, which is what this does. Or a silicone case, but a silicone case, I don't know, I don't really favor silicone cases, or hard clip cases. Those, I don't really favor those. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to get both of these products. So yeah, that was the review of the Nexus 4 official bumper and the ballistic case for the Nexus 4. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and that video is going to be the full-on review of the Nexus 4, because I've had the Nexus 4 for almost 2 weeks now. I've had some time to play around with it. I had some time to get adjusted with it, and we're gonna see what happens with the Nexus 4. So I'll see you guys in the next video.